Good afternoon, YouTube. Welcome back to 21 Jewels, a live wristwatch series where I basically do live unedited reviews of watches that I've had in my collection for quite some time. You might recognize me from Fat Cat Collections, my primary channel. I wanted to build the second channel because it's just easier for the YouTube algorithm to recommend videos to people who are interested in watches, right? So for me, I'm a huge watch collector, but I collect a lot of things. I'm kind of obsessive. And so my primary channel has kind of gotten, it's growing. I'll still continue to grow that channel, but I want to do something specific to watches. So I want to do some live videos. So let's talk about the watch we're going to showcase today. And this one I've had in my collection now for probably, I don't know, 6-7 years. And this is the Visser Dive Watch. Check that out. So I have in my collection, and if you guys have been watching this channel for a little while now, I'm going to kind of repeat my spiel every time. I have about 450 watches in my lineup, and it gets kind of hard to wow me, right? Especially when it comes to standard size watches like this. This watch here, I believe is like a 40 millimeter. We're going to get to the specifications as well. Let me just go open up the page here. We're going to talk about exactly what you get. And, I like to talk about check boxes, I like to call them, right? And that's the features that I look for. And really, I think anybody should look for when buying a watch. Everybody's, it is subjective. Everybody's going to have a difference of opinion when it comes to what they think is acceptable for buying a watch. I'm all about affordable watches. I feel like there's so much bang for your buck with so many different brands. And having all these different brands at different price points in my collection, I can wholeheartedly tell you that there's minor differences. Quality is quality, and when you have it, it doesn't matter if you're luxury grade quality or affordable watch like this quality, they're very close, right? And if anything, I feel like more affordable watches, they have to wow you more because you're not, when you're paying 20 grand for a watch and you have a brand that can hide behind their reputation, don't get me wrong, you're getting a quality watch, but I don't know, when I compare luxury brands, stuff like this, I'm always more wowed by something like this because you're getting a lot for your money. So what do you get with this? So who is Visser? Visser Watch is not a very well-known brand. It's, I don't know if they've really grown all that much in the watch market. They do sell out of their watches. So there are people buying them, which I'm really happy to hear. I haven't had any communication with Visser since they sent me this watch. Maybe a little bit. We have a little bit of back and forth, and I'm going to give you guys the whole story on that, right? It's not a big deal, but it's worth mentioning. I'm always raw, unedited, and real. They created this watch, and this watch is inspired by their primary company, Von Stahl. I think I'm saying that right. And they make saltwater fishing reels, very high-end, very high-quality fishing reels. And so they wanted to do a watch that kind of took that level of machining that they put into their reels and put it into a watch. I love it. There's nothing like this on the market. And that says a lot. For me to say that, like I said, there are so many amazing, unique watches on my collection. When you're wearing this, if you are a watch guy and you're familiar with this, if I saw this on somebody's wrist from a distance, I know exactly what he has. And so it's a great watch, right? Let me just give you guys another close-up shot here. I mean, just incredible. So the face here, you can kind of see it's sort of inspired by what their fishing reels look like, sort of like the spool. Love the face. It is super unique. Non-directional bezel. We're going to mention a few specs while I'm going here. The real amazing part of this watch is not just the look, but just they did everything very unique. This watch isn't, other than being round and having the traditional watch shape, there's nothing that makes this watch remind you of anything else. It is its own thing. It's not a homage to anything. It's not, somebody's not going to be like, oh, it kind of reminds me of a Rolex or an Omega. This is its own thing. And this level of originality, you only get with some brands out there. I mean, granted, Nubeo does some great stuff. Invicta is where I was kind of leaning with that. Invicta is the most unique brand in my opinion. But again, I don't mean to make it sound like that's the only brand. There's hundreds of unique brands, but there's also a lot of brands who just kind of reinvent the wheel, right? You see them all over social media. Hey, we got our newest dive watch, and it looks exactly like a Submariner, and they're marketing it like this is something new that nobody's ever seen before. It's played out. It's boring. Still like them, still wear them, but it's not like this. This is a watch that excites me. So another amazing feature on this watch is it is 316 stainless steel, and I talk about that. It's one of my check boxes, right? What is the watch made out of? But they did these alternating links with real carbon fiber links, and it's great when brands get unique with their manufacturing. I mean, this is absolutely fantastic. I've worn the hell out of this watch. Again, I believe it's over 7 years old. It's incredible, right? It looks as good as the day I got it. Minor scuffing on the stainless steel. Nothing really major, though. It's going to happen. It's just an amazing watch. I'm really fortunate that Visser wanted to collaborate. And I was actually pretty surprised because the price point in this is a little bit higher. Some brands, especially when I collaborated with them, my channel was pretty small. It's not huge, but it's growing. My primary channel, Fat Cat Collections. So it's really nice and generous. They want to collaborate. And I'd like to collaborate again with them, but we'll see. Maybe they didn't feel like I provided enough views. I mean, that's, it is what it is, right? But it is something that this is a watch that I continue to go back to. It's a watch for that company that's the advertiser is going to keep giving. I'm going to keep giving because I really like this watch. All right. So what do you get? Let me hit you with I'm not going to hit you with my check boxes. Number one should be, do you like a watch? When you see this, is this something that excites you? Is this something you can picture yourself wearing that you just are like, man, I want something unique? Then this is it. Other times people will buy watches too that they need to buy a watch at a certain price point. Even if some folks, if you know that the quality of two watches is exact, there is no difference, right? Brand A, brand B. Some folks will pay for the more expensive one just so they have that perception of others. And sometimes I shouldn't just say it's a perception of others, that they might feel better knowing I have a $1,200 watch on my wrist, right? I just feel like money and price sometimes makes people feel better about themselves. And whatever makes you feel better about yourself, whatever, it's your money, spend it how you want, right? But as far as, again, that number one checkbox, do you like it, right? So there are other checkboxes, of course, like the quality of materials. And so with this watch, you're getting 316 stainless steel with the addition of true real carbon fiber. Not like something skinned. It is carbon fiber. When you look at it from the side, you can see like the layers of the carbon fiber. Absolutely incredible. Amazing quality. Non-rotating bezel, and that's not really a checkbox, but I like that they did sort of like this domed sapphire, and that is a checkbox. It has a sapphire crystal with anti-reflective coating. That is a feature a lot of people want in a watch. It is a double dome sapphire crystal with a unique center hub design. Never seen another watch do that. They have this cool center hub. I don't know. I don't think the center hub goes all the way through, but it might. I don't know if you can see. I don't even know how to describe that. It's got like I call them like gold Excalibur kind of hands. They look like a sword. It is very unique. It has this kind of twisted edge centerpiece. And I don't know if that's actually drilled through and then sandwiched with a gasket or if this is just stuck on. I'd like to kind of think that this is, let's see if it does look like it's floating. So it's probably squeezed together. I don't know. I wish they went into that a little bit more, but pretty amazing. They do state here that they salt water spray this and they put it in salt water for 7 days. It says here 7 days in salt water fog machine. I guess that's to test it. Very good results with no stains on case or band. Movement running perfect. Now that it is not really going to affect the movement unless water got in there or vapor. But it is nice that it is pressure tested. It is not something just that's made and they slap it on the market and then hope that it's water resistant. It is. Comfortable wristband design, snag free on the inside. Yeah, this is a comfortable watch. Nothing to snag you. Everything's very rounded. Some watch bracelets do kind of pinch the hair on your arm sometimes. It is water resistant to only 50 meters. It says waterproof, not water resistant. I think it's kind of an odd marketing way they market that. I don't consider anything waterproof. A lot of companies will say cameras are waterproof or this is waterproof. I don't think anything's waterproof. But they do say waterproof, not resistant to 50 meters. And 50 meters is not all that deep. So what I would suspect is that they're standing behind the water resistance of 50 meters enough to say it's waterproof. This watch is probably a lot more water resistant than 50. They probably just stepped that water resistant up really high. I can speculate on, well, it doesn't even matter. I shouldn't even speculate, but I would think it's probably 4 times, 5 times. I'm just totally guessing, number pulled out of my ass. But in order for them to say waterproof, I never see that in a watch brand ever. So a little risky, I would think, but still, it's cool they did that. It says here, what else? A quick chain. Let me point this out. This is great. Quick chain snap-on wrist bracelet. So this watch is available on leather as well. I think this is the only one you should get with the carbon fiber. It just really takes the watch. It really makes the watch. I don't even know why they even made a leather strap version, to be honest with you. But hey, people like it, to each their own. But what I love about this is that there's a pin, a little button on each side of the bracelet, and you press this, and the watch comes off at the actual lug. It has like sort of this like titanium coated pin. It's supposed to be very durable. And what's cool about this is once you put this on your wrist, you basically just hold it on, bring the bracelet around, and you snap it. Very cool, very easy to put on, super comfortable watch. Although, you know, for me to say that, I wear 70 millimeter Invictas as well. So, you know, I don't really whine about comfort at all, but I understand why some folks might. It's got very round edges. It is a comfortable watch. The dial is made of CNC machine cut from aircraft grade aluminum. What else? All right, let's get to the movement, right? It's an important one. It powered by Miyota caliber 9015, 24 joules, 42-hour power reserve, 28,800 vibrations per hour. It is an automatic with hand wind. It is self-winding, and you can hand wind it as well. Again, how you have that screw-down crown, waterproof, 50 meters, I mentioned it again, and 42 millimeter in diameter, standard size. That double dome sapphire crystal, it has AR coating on both, it looks like. And it does have Super Luminova Swiss grade. And it says here, well, yeah, watch band segments are carbon fiber. They give a big write-up on their experience in the aerospace and design industry. You know, these two brothers are very talented in what they make. You know, they do have years of experience, and it's really nice that they actually came out with a wristwatch that really represents their brand. And I believe, don't quote me on this either. It's been a while since I've come back to this watch, but I believe their name is Visser, Bob Visser, I think. I don't quote me on that. I'd have to look, but I have to go back to emails. But it's an incredible brand. It's an incredible story, and there is a write-up about them here. I'll put the link in the description. The link in here is not an affiliate link. I don't have any affiliate agreement with them, unfortunately. But they do have this in the black diamond version, which is pretty cool too. If I got my hands on another one, I would like to review that one. They have the rawhide. That's the one on leather. But I do think that this one is the best one. And I'd really like to see them maybe do this. Something with like gold would be really unique. But they really knocked it out of the park with this. It is out of stock, and the price on this was $1,300 when it was available. I don't know. By the time you guys see this video, maybe they'll have more in. Let's see what else they got. Yeah, the black is out of stock. The rawhide, I think, is their newest one. Let's see. I mean, the rawhide's cool too. Out of stock as well. Man, these watches are just doing really well. They did have another collection too, the Tech series. Let's see if these are available. The Tech series is exactly like this watch, but you had the option of getting a blue face, a green face, or a red face. Are any of these available? Yeah, I think these are all out of stock. So you might find these on the pre-owned market, but I don't know. It's such a unique, amazing timepiece. I think that I'm just surprised a company like this that did this well selling them out wouldn't want to. Maybe they're working on something else. I hope they are, because if this is, I mean, usually companies kind of have to learn. For a company to come out with a creation like this right off the bat in a world full of homage watches and brands trying to copy one another, it is very refreshing to see something this unique. And I get a lot of pride when I wear this watch, to be honest with you. It was one of the first watches that was sent to me with Fat Cat Collections. And, you know, I do want to thank, you know, the brothers again, Bob and Robert, I think. Robert and Bob and Bob. I kind of forget, but I do want to thank them again. And I really hope to collaborate with them again, because it's just these are the kind of brands that when, you know, there's lots of watch brands that come out and they make a watch and they're cool and I wear them and I enjoy them and they're awesome, right? I mean, don't get me wrong, but it is really nice when you have kind of a brand like this who you know, is an expert in a different category, and then they bring that expertise over into the watch world. And I just think they did a fantastic job on this. Now let's talk about what did happen, what can happen with AIM brand. The bad news. So when they first sent me this watch, These do have screws for the links, not friction pins, or like I always call them like cotter pins or not. But they do have pins. And when I tried to size this the first time, the pins just spun, the screws spun and spun and spun. And they kind of took a little bit of offense to me saying, hey, there's something wrong with this. They sent me a new link. It did the same thing. And I don't think they really understood that, like, I wasn't like an idiot. They were like, something must be doing something wrong. So I sent them a video, me showcasing exactly what was happening. And then I sent the replacement links back. And they actually thanked me when all said and done, because what they stated was that the company who manufactures these actually used the wrong pins. If I remember correctly, the story, wrong screws, and that was causing the issue. So this is kind of the advantage to brands sending stuff out to guys like me to kind of test these. That's something that really shouldn't have happened. That probably wouldn't happen with a very well-known, reputable brand, but it was a learning experience, and not just for, really for them. And so it saved them a lot of money having to send out watches and then have to have them all sent back and fix them. They were able to fix that before they really started sending out the shipments to people. So fantastic. I'm really glad it worked out that way, because this is a watch that deserves an excellent reputation. Imagine if they would have sent those watches out with those bad screws or the wrong screws, and you have 1,000 orders of people all pissed off. It kills your brand reputation, and they didn't deserve that, right? They make an incredible watch. It's awesome. It's unique. It's exceptional quality. It checks all the boxes that really anybody needs when looking for a quality watch, a branded, well-known, reputable Miyota movement, 316 stainless steel, sapphire crystal, screw-down crowns, waterproofing. I mean, it is a spec monster watch, and I hate saying that, but it is. So I think if they ever come out with a new model, another addition, a new watch, is to maybe use a Sellita movement or an ETA. Just kind of step up your level in the watch snob world a little bit, because Miyota is a fantastic movement. Don't get me wrong. I have ETAs, I have Swiss Solitas, I have Valjus. At the end of the day, they all tell time reasonably well. But I think when people are looking at watches in that over $1,000 price point, they are expecting maybe a little bit of a higher end movement. And I think this is a brand that can warrant that kind of price, right? So anyway, thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel. Have a fantastic day, folks, and take care.